The first Dragon Ball video game that was ever released was Dragon Ball Dragon Daihikyou for the Super Cassette Vision console. The Super Cassette Vision was developed by Epic and released in 1984 to compete against Nintendo's Famicom. Despite having the word cassette in the title of the console, ROM cartridges were actually used to play games. In terms of power, it can be compared to that of the Atari 7800. Dragon Ball Dragon Daihikyou, which translates to Dragon Ball, the Great Unexplored Dragon Region, was developed and published by Epic as well, making it the only Dragon Ball video game not associated with Bandai or Bandai Namco. The game is an overhead shoot-'em-up where you control Goku, flying on the Nimbus Cloud with the goal of reaching the end of the stage and collecting all 7 Dragon Balls. In the upper left corner is your score, and in the upper right corner, you'll see S3 and E5. S3 are your continues, which you can collect more along the way, and E5 is how many hits you can take from enemies. Take 5 hits and you'll fall off the Nimbus Cloud. While progressing through the stage, you must fend off against 2 types of enemies. Flying enemies, such as bats, pterodactyls, and missiles, or ground enemies, like Major Metallitron, Emperor Pilaf, or Ninja Murasaki. You'll know when you're near the end of the stage by the change of music. This will only last for a couple seconds, and then it's back to Mystical Adventure, which you will hear looped throughout the entire game. Once you reach the end, you'll need to dodge projectiles and destroy buildings in the hopes of revealing a Dragon Ball. Once you uncover it, touch it and you'll move on to the next stage. But whatever you do, do not touch the word end, because it sends you back to the beginning of the game. Goku uses 2 attacks, his power pole, which is mainly for the flying enemies, or he can fire off the Kamehameha for the ground enemies. Why the Kamehameha is a purple-yellow color, I have no idea. Even the cover art shows that it's blue. You can collect various items along the way, such as food, capsules, and certain characters like Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong. Catching the capsules will give you additional points, or at times it'll wipe out a couple enemies on screen. Touching the heads of different characters will give you extra points as well. However, Krillin, Master Roshi, and the Ox King will give you limited abilities, like auto-using your power pole, the Kamehameha, or both at the same time. If Goku gets hungry, this will affect his attack power and shorten his power pole. At some point you'll see the figure of Master Roshi waving on the ground. Touch him and you'll enter a fighting style training mode, where you go one-on-one with Roshi himself. This is the only different level in the entire game. Your goal is to beat him as quick as possible before time runs out using punches and kicks. If you succeed in beating him, Goku's Kamehameha will power up. You can do this a total of 3 times. However, the 2nd time and 3rd time you face Roshi, he'll use the Kamehameha himself. Unfortunately, there's a lot of issues that could have been fixed to make this game more presentable. You'll notice right away that Goku can only go halfway up the screen, and the only way to fly further up is to grab a power-up that's in the shape of a red arrow. However, you lose the ability at the beginning of every new level, so why not just have the ability to begin with? The level 2 and 3 encounters with Master Roshi are apparently broken. I come so close to beating him at level 2, but supposedly his AI on level 3 just spams the Kamehameha over and over. One other annoying thing I found is when you use the power pole, Goku always swings from left to right. So if you want to hit enemies coming on your right, you need to swing slightly before they hit you in order to kill them. The biggest problem, however, is the hit detection. While you can use the Kamehameha for both ground and flying enemies, you have to let them get dangerously close if you want to kill them. If you want to destroy objects, you sort of have to hit them at the end of the Kamehameha animation. Simply touching an item won't collect it. You have to sort of ride through it. When fighting Roshi, you have to kick or punch slightly before you make contact. You can tell if you hit him because there's a little contact star that appears. Yellow is Goku and red is Roshi. My advice is to use the kick. Don't bother with punching. Also, when you jump, it feels kinda stiff, and you sort of float back down as opposed to just landing, so just always stay on the ground. In conclusion, Dragon Ball Dragon Daihikyou may have its problems, but it certainly is unique. It's the first Dragon Ball game ever, and it's the only Dragon Ball shooting game out there. The graphics are nice and right up there when comparing them to later Dragon Ball games for the Famicom. The game also captures the quirks of the Dragon Ball universe, like if you don't catch a capsule, you'll see the boom onomatopoeia and a vehicle sitting on the ground. As for the ending, it's a scene with Oolong making his wish to Shenron for a pair of panties. It's definitely one of those games that piss you off just enough that makes you want to keep playing it. While it may not be the best Dragon Ball game out there, it should be respected as it's the beginning for many future Dragon Ball games to come. While I don't own a physical copy of the game or the epic Super Cassette Vision console, I was able to play it online. Check the link in the description and give it a shot for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the subscribe follow button or check me out on my other social medias. Take care, you guys. I love you no matter who you are or where you are in life. Go out and be the best that you can be, and remember, have fun along the way. See ya!